Sublime magnificence. Hey guys, you know who it is, what's going on, what is happening, where it's at, and why we're here today. How you doing? It is I, the sublimely magnificent big ugly himself, Omari Ellis Feo Grande on YouTube, back with another episode of This Guy Hasn't Seen. And as usual, I'm joined by my co-host and runner-mate, one of my best friends in the world, El Director himself, Bill Smith.
Hey Omari, thank you for having me back as always. Love being here, love doing this thing, trading these movies back and forth. One guy's seen it, the other one hasn't. That's how it works. This one, except when it doesn't,
Yeah, this is
because
more
we
of a
do something
these
different.
guys.
This is kind of more of a these guys haven't seen, following up kind of on something we did a few weeks ago. You got your
Yeah.
DC Superman a
Mm-hmm.
few weeks ago that I made you go to the theaters and watch.
Yep, and so I was like, why not have Marvel's own team flagship superhero group? And I make you watch them with the Fantastic Four.
The Fantastic Four: First Steps from 2025. Forced to balance their roles as heroes with the strength of their family bond, the Fantastic Four must defend Earth from a ravenous space god called Galactus and his enigmatic herald, Silver Surfer. It is
Ah,
directed by Matt Sheckman. Writers are Josh Friedman, Eric Pearson, and Jeff Kaplan, and the stars are Pedro Pascal, Vanessa Kirby, and Evan Moss Bachrach.
indeed it does.
Omari, why did you make me go see this movie?
I like Marvel comics. And now I will
Yeah.
be. So we watched Superman, and I had heard some similar sentiment about the two franchises when the movies were like coming out. Both of them have had one has had its ups. One has had only downs. One has had ups and downs. But recently people were kind of looking down on both. You know, Superman and the Fantastic Four. We don't need another this movie. We don't need another that movie. Everything revolving around the movie getting bad press from fans being like, when you're changing too much shit. But only for when it got closer to the movie people come out like, "Hey, this might not be that bad. Let's give it a shot." You know, type stuff. Is the
Hmm.
way I saw the sentiment going. And then I saw a similar fashion between the trailers, which I didn't really watch a lot of the trailers for either because I figured I was going to watch the movies, thus didn't want to be spoiled. Um, like I'm gonna watch the movie anyway. Why do I need to risk spoiling myself to make myself
Right.
watch the movie? Um, but another sentiment that I had is that they both brought color back to comic book movies. And I was
Yeah.
curious about what else they might have in common. Considering I'm a Marvel guy, even though I'm a bit behind on the MCU, too many damn things, even as me being me, that I it's gonna take a while for me to catch up.
Yep.
But
I feel like
um
I'm behind as well. Me being me, I feel like I haven't seen everything,
yeah.
particularly the plus shows.
Oh, yeah. After that first season, like those first four shows,
Yeah.
I was like, when She-Hulk ended, I was like, okay, I'm gonna need to actually care about the character for the next show for me to
Hmm.
watch it. Nothing against She. I'm not gonna be one of those. Oh, She-Hulk twerked.
Right.
No, there was a lot. There was a lot other stuff in the show that
Yeah.
made me upset.
That's I did enjoy She-Hulk quite a bit. And man, did that internet discourse bum me the fuck out. That was really disappointing because
Yeah.
if Deadpool was doing that exact same scene, everybody would be glazing all over it. Um,
Hmm.
uh, um, not to say, not to immediately bring gender into it. It's not necessarily gender, but it's just like you have like some people have some characters and people have licenses to
Yep.
play with the formula and others don't, even though in comics it's
She-Hulk.
literally the exact same character in that kind of trope of breaking the wall and doing non-comic booky formula things. So
Yeah,
That was a little frustrating.
She-Hulk's a whole topic onto itself. Um, but I do think the discourse got a little too crazy, or at least mistargeted. There's other stuff you could have been upset about. That said, I'm just being honest. Like, come on,
No,
guys. If
yeah,
you're gonna complain,
no, and I didn't think that it was. I really really like the actress who played She-Hulk, and so
same.
from the series Orphan Black that I'm obsessed with,
Mm.
and maybe I'll force on here one day. Um, but um, so I fully admit that I have strong biases for it from the jump, uh, and even with that, it was still just good for me. So when something is just good, just barely making it over the fine marker,
Yeah.
um, I fully expect for that to
To have some
have
discourse and
yeah
people.
to have some people who are like, well, there's some problems with it.
Yeah. That said, I was wondering after watching Superman and being pleasantly surprised sounds a bit hyperbolous for what I'm trying to say, but it's the closest thing. Like, I was happy with the movie experience. I think I've stated in there that while I like Superman, it's always been like back and forth, it's got to be the right type of movie and
Yeah, he's
shit.
never been your dude.
Yeah. But there was a moment in the movie where even I was like brought to tears, like with the kids, Superman,
Hmm.
Superman. So it's like Fantastic Four. I'm a Marvel guy, as I stated, but I'll be honest with you, Bill, not a big Fantastic Four guy. Lots of people, like growing up my whole life, Fantastic Four, as far as I was concerned, was the Human Torch, the Rock guy, and the other two. Yeah, he stretches and she turns invisible, but who gives a shit?
Hmm.
Why is it called the Fantastic Four? Just make it the Fantastic Two. I cared so little about them throughout my entire life. Now, as I got older, learned more about the comics, read as much as I did of other series within Marvel, and
Yeah.
saw their interactions with the Fantastic Four, blah blah blah. You hear things and stuff.
Hmm.
I've grown to respect them for what they are.
Yeah.
And
So
if
I'm so not a bookhead at all with either DC or Marvel. I have dipped my toes in the DC Superman as a child, but didn't retain a lot of information. Um, from what I've gathered as a peripheral observer of the world, it feels like it's mostly like Reed Richards' involvement in those big arcs that happen in the 90s and the early 2000s that really make the group's prominence a thing. Otherwise, I don't ever hear about like, oh, that one Fantastic Four run. Oh my God, the blah blah blah, and then the blah blah blah. Like I always hear about Reed Richards' involvement as being the super smart dude in Secret Wars or whatever other
mhm,
big super collider
yeah.
thing is going on.
And from my knowledge as well, for the most part, you're right. However, what I meant, like, I've come to respect them, like, in the
Right.
series, is more like they get the different feats. I don't hear anything about Fantastic Four runs that were great unless somebody's like glazing Doctor Doom for some he did. Which
Right.
later, which that was before I grew to respect him, it was like, wait, Doctor Doom's a Fantastic Four villain? Oh, no wonder people like Fantastic Four. They have Doctor Doom. Like, but
Yeah.
they get the same treatment he does, where yes, they may be the boring ones or whatever compared to your X-Men, Avengers, all of that, but they were Marvel's first big like super group, super team, and they are treated like in inverse
They're Marvel's
as
first
and
family.
stuff as but they're treated inverse like that. Like they are treated with that respect, like, oh, Reed Richards may be, smart guy with the Hydro Collider or whatever, but he ain't nobody on Reed Richards level intelligence wise type shit. You
Right.
are not going to beat Reed Richards in pure intelligence. It's just not happening. And there have been numerous arcs where Evil Reed uh turned out to be this new villain that did things like the Maker, whoever the fuck that whatever his deal was. He had a big storyline at some point, and it turns out the Maker was Evil Reed Richards. Oh, no wonder he's
Nice.
a big threat. Also, speaking of 90s specific things that I do know the Fantastic Four's crossover with, Onslaught was a villain big that involved all the Marvel people, and Onslaught is even a boss in Marvel versus Capcom 1. So he got big enough in the zeitgeist to where, a Japanese company is making him the boss of a video game.
Hmm.
Um, Onslaught is Charles plus Professor X. Oh, sorry, Charles plus Magneto, pretty much in one body. Already terrifying enough. What makes him even more terrifying? He grabbed Franklin Richards and took his powers too. Franklin Richards being the baby from this movie.
Spoilers? No. Oh yeah, I guess. Well, I mean, we haven't done it yet, but I mean,
I
just like with
mean,
our other one, we should probably do a no spoiler. We're going to spoil it from here forward, so hop
I'm
off.
assuming Franklin was in the trailer.
No, that was a joke spoil. That was a joke
Okay.
call of spoilers until I realized that we hadn't done
We
a
hadn't done
spoilers
it.
call
Yeah.
yet.
Yeah.
Um,
Spoilers, everybody. If you want to watch the movie, go watch it. Speaking of which, I guess we'll.
no, yeah, I agree. In my lead up to this, I agree with you. I was seeing the same things. Not so much as like the Superman discourse that I was seeing was a little crazy because it was like it was because the benchmark is so ridiculously high for these comic book movies. It's the Superman discourse started to be like, oh, it doesn't look like it's gonna get like over $1 billion. Like, here we are. See, I told you the comic book industry was dead. The comic book movie industry was dead. This isn't going to hit $1 billion. Um, but then the Fantastic Four news right around that same week was the second weekend of its theatrical run. It had like an 80% drop
Ooh,
in attendance,
not good.
which is an extremely size. It's very, very similar to Batman versus Superman. It kind of like whenever something like that happens, it kind of tells you the IP brought people to the theaters, and then the word of mouth
Yeah.
pushed them away. Um,
Yeah.
so I was hearing that talk,
Gotcha.
and so I was like, okay, so maybe this isn't sunshines and lollipops. We'll
Yeah.
see.
And at the same time, the bar for Fantastic Four movies is so low.
Yeah, I watched at least, I don't remember, was there two or three with Jessica
Three.
Alba?
Oh, two with Alba.
Um, I think I watched the second one.
It
I
had the
at least
Silver
watched the
Surfer.
first one. Oh, okay, the second one had the Silver Surfer. Okay, then I watched both of them. Yeah,
Okay.
but I don't remember hardly anything about them. I remember that the first, okay, so that means that the first one was Doom and the second one was Silver Surfer.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, I don't, uh,
And then they had Michael B.
unmemorable.
Jordan, Fans Four Stick.
Never saw that one. Fans four stick? What?
That's how they put the thing up. They spelled fantastic, but they replaced the A in the middle of fantastic with the four. So it was like Fans Four Stick.
Okay.
And given that the movie was not really received as good, that's what it's gonna stay.
No, I
Uh,
remember that being that getting terrible reviews, and then the director went on a like burn all bridges tirade afterwards. It was
I mean,
that
it
I
lost
remember that
Fox
one
the
being
IP.
crazy.
I mean, other things lost Fox the IP, but that didn't help.
Right,
I'll put
that's
it
what
that
like
way.
gave Spider-Man to like that's what finally made them submit on the Spider-Man thing, right? They're like, all right, you can have Spider-Man in your fucking Captain America versus Iron Man movie.
Probably. But yeah, so I guess that those are our expectations. Not high, but we'll watch it. Uh, going into the movie. I was shocked to find out she was preggers at the start of the movie, or that we were doing the skip the origin. Not that I was upset about it,
Right.
but this is MCU's version of the Fantastic Four, so I assumed we were getting
Hmm.
an origin. But no, they've been the Fantastic Four for years. She's
Yeah.
pregnant already. Oh, no, will they, won't they get together bullshit? No, this has happened.
Speaking of that Spider-Man, Iron Man versus Captain America versus Iron Man Civil War movie, um, I think the precedent has been set from there forward with their stuff that if it's an IP that has had property before,
Hmm.
um, we are skipping the origin story, and like you said, I'm not mad at it, particularly when they still try to put it in there in a clever way. Hopefully, it's not with just like basic ass flashbacks or like
Yeah.
dream flash nightmare flashbacks or whatever. This is like the because of the presentation of the retro futurism, which that is that's my positive of this movie. I would say go like jumping right off the bat, my hot takes. Um, I love the casting
Yeah.
and I love the vibes.
Yes.
That's
I
unfortunately that's where a lot of my love ends from memory.
I love the casting in the sense that for the majority of the mainly because I like the acting the characters the actors do. Like
Yeah, no,
I
that's
love Pedro's
oh my,
acting.
I love what he's doing in just like being the meek nerd and like his anxiousness or his nervousness is like very palpable. He doesn't for a guy who is showing up everywhere on everything, some would argue too many things. He manages to make this feel very different.
Yeah, no, like I said, I love the acting job he does. I just didn't really I did because by the end of the movie they say it enough times. This is Reed. But because he acted so well, he doesn't seem as he seems uncool enough to be a Reed Richards, if you will. But you know what I mean. Like, Reed Richards is not an Oberon of wherever the fuck he's from in Game of Thrones, where he's
Oh,
just fucking a different person every week type. Oh, look
right.
at
Well,
me, how hot I am.
you were having trouble mentally getting past the fact that Pedro Pascal could have any man, woman, or
Yeah,
they
yeah. He's just this
at
real
any point
in
that he
real life. He's this
desires.
cool dude that everybody likes, and he's trying to play this weird nerd dude, which he does a good job acting wise. And
Which,
who knows? He
but
might have grown up not being that. The whole
and I
duckling
mean,
swan thing.
although
But
historically, Reed Richards is always cast by a handsome leading man type or drawn as a skinny, tall, dark, and handsome type. He's just a very awkward nerd who likes to write formulas, so that's not sexy. But he's always been handsome in the past, right? I mean, I guess it's hard to
I'm
judge
not the best.
a drawn figure.
Yeah, and I'm not the best judge of what people find attractive in men. And I say this because while there are people who
Yeah,
are
you
undeniably,
know what people
hold
find
on,
attractive in men.
no, no,
Yeah.
no. What I'm saying is, while there are people who are undeniably like your Brad Pitts, your Tom Cruises, and all of them, or your Pedro Pascal on a
Yeah.
default thing, there are also other people where I'm like, wait, chicks think that's hot?
Okay, all right. So it's like the Office, the game in the Office episode, but reverse gender, where they played Hillary Swank. Is she hot? Is she hot or not? What guy were you referring to metaphorically there? Let's play hot or not.
What when I said, oh,
That
they
like mid
find this
tier,
hot?
yeah, or that somebody where you were like, wait, women find that person attractive?
Okay, because we're pressed for, well, not pressed for time, it's my channel, but you know what I mean.
Well, I mean,
But
we
because
don't
I'm on
because
the
it's
spot,
I
but
because
no,
I
I'm
watched this
saying,
6 days ago.
no, I'm
I
saying
don't
my,
know how much.
no, I'm saying what women find hot, just to come up with a random example from my life.
Uh-huh.
So, the Avengers. I'll stick with Marvel. The Avengers movies. You
Yes.
know, um, who would you think women would be talking more about coming out of the movie about the Norse gods? Would it be Chris Hemsworth or would it be fucking Loki? Because I kept seeing chicks going crazy about Loki, and I'm like, wait, y'all, Hemsworth is right there, and then Loki's what they want. As someone who has considered himself more of a Loki than a Thor, that kind of shit surprises me.
Mari, these ladies know what Tom Hiddleston looks like not as Loki as well when they're going into these things. They're all on you got your Instagrams, you got your socials, you got him doing press and stuff. Um, he's no Chris Hemsworth, but um, uh, one, what I would say back to that, some ladies, although they can still find a Chris Hemsworth attractive, also I've heard a lot of ladies vocalize don't actually want to be with somebody that bulky, that big in musculature.
Yeah,
Um,
like finding out
uh,
chicks don't like muscles is weird to me.
Well, they,
Like,
you
it's
like
just
muscles, but
like,
then there's a point where it gets weird. Like how you've never seen a lady honestly say that The Rock is attractive because he's
but I
always
have
been in the
now modern,
in the big rock
like in the
era.
last year, I haven't heard anyone go like, "Oh my God, The Rock," but growing up as someone who saw The Rock on my screen a lot and
I mean, growing up, yeah.
even had relatives who were like, yeah, The Rock, ooh, that is one fine man, and stuff like that. And I'm like, oh, okay, yeah. That, but nowadays, he's like 50 and he's like 50 fucking mountains shoved into flesh
Right.
bag.
Yeah, I would
That's
say
probably not the same.
Thor is like two of our childhood rocks, and The Rock is now like four of our childhood rocks. Um, but yeah, Tom Hiddleston is a good one. It's you got to see that he's got that like swimmer's lean cut body, and he's got that like wealthy vibe to him. Like even if he wasn't wealthy, he like looks like he could make money, like
A
kind of thing. I
charm
don't
to
know.
him.
Yeah, there is I can see us, but maybe that's a more abstract thing that I can see you not seeing in other men. Um,
But
uh,
no, just in general, there are times where I'm like, there are some guys where you look at it like, oh, that dude's a chick magnet. Then you look at other dudes and you're like, that dude's a chick magnet? Question mark?
Pete Davidson.
Pete fucking Davidson. That ugly I'm sorry, that's wrong. That's rude, and I shouldn't say that. But yeah, Pete Davidson.
Yeah, he's probably got an incredible dick.
But how do they even get to the point where they find that out? Like, that's what I'm
I mean,
saying.
if it's that, if it's incredible, then word would get
Well,
around.
well, by now, yes, and he's rich. But I'm talking about like at the start, like, it's got to start somewhere. And it's
Yeah,
like,
at the jump, it's purely charisma. It's purely just he's got to get in there first. And then once he gets in there, he's got to
yeah,
be doing something.
yeah. There's got to be a reason.
Yeah, I mean, because it's possible. Like, I mean, look at this tub of lard.
Yeah, like Bill. People find Bill.
You know what I'm
No,
saying?
I'm kidding. Now I understand people that
No,
find.
I'm a great example. Uh, at some point, somebody has at least pitied me
But
enough.
well, oh, that's what you're saying. I thought you were just gonna. I thought you were saying something else. I was just like, no, you are someone like.
No, just in the means of proving that they found me attractive.
Gotcha,
Is
gotcha. I was like, oh,
otherwise when I like walk out, I'm not attractive. Um,
People at home, who do you think got before he got taken off the market, ladies? Who do you think got more action, Bill or me,
oh fuck.
based on looks?
well,
I mean, they'll all guess correctly.
one of the because they all know that one of the two of us was actively sabotaging themselves, and one of us was actively trying.
Sabotaging. I wouldn't say sabotaging, or at least not intentionally. Yeah, Fantastic Four.
Yeah, well, once we started going on the tangent, I was like, no, let's support it because I don't know how much of this movie I have to talk about because it
I
was in a theater. It was almost a full week ago. For me, I wasn't upset. It was just okay for me.
yeah.
I talked about that scale earlier of good, fine, okay is then the next level of just like.
I
I thought that the plot was kind of
Yeah, it's
easy.
probably the best Fantastic Four movie. So if you're a Fantastic Four fanatic, this is what you've been hoping for, is at least something good to start with. But you
Uh-huh.
probably are also pissed at what they did to Doom by making him a Tony Stark. That said, I'm just saying, if you're a hardcore Fantastic Four fan or Marvel head, you probably really don't like that change.
I mean,
Um,
it is one singular version of Doctor Doom from the comics, is it not? I thought when the casting happened, again,
Someone there
not a bookhead
probably
at all.
there might be one comic to be fair, with how many comics and alternate universes and stuff there are out there, there probably is an alternate universe, like two-issue series where we had Tony be Doctor Doom. And it's one of those things where, well, and again, that's cool. But what people are starting to realize with the comics and these changes they're making from the MCU is they're starting to do what they like to call brand synergy, where they'll make the changes for the movie using the excuse that it's only a movie and look at this one side thing and they're like, okay, well, it is different than the canon. And then later in the canon be like, hey, the movie's the new canon.
Right,
Like with
right.
Miss Marvel or Kamala Khan.
Yeah.
Comics initially, stretchy powers, inhuman. TV show, hard light powers, nothing to do with stretching, possibly a mutant. Recently in the comics, no longer stretchy powers, only hard light powers, and she's a mutant.
Yeah.
Like they literally retconned. So they
Let
could
me ask.
retcon in the fucking comics too.
Right.
Maybe not Tony, but you know what I mean.
Let me ask you this. Doctor Doom, mask, classically fucked up face deal thing. Do we know that Tony Stark is Doctor Doom? Or do we know that
Robert
um
Downey Jr. is
that
playing.
Robbie Downey Jr. is Victor Von Doom and he's going to be in the mask 99% of his camera time and then we might get CGI'd fucked up face that doesn't even look like Robert Downey Jr.
Well, did you see the after credits thing for Fantastic Four where they just have him straight up be Robert Downey Jr. without the mask on?
It's just a guy in a cloak. It's not even necessarily a guy. It's just a cloak.
They don't
There's
show his
no
face?
no.
Oh.
What did you see?
Me trying to remember the after credit scenes, looking them up and see get reveal Robert Downey Jr.'s face.
It
So
was
like they show the
it's
kid, the guy walking up to the kid, and then they show the spin around and it's Robert Downey Jr.'s face. So, but that might be YouTube
uh
playing with people using half real footage, half
right.
fucking. doctored footage.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's just that one shot
Gotcha.
of the kid like reaches out to like touch or something and then it cuts.
Gotcha. So what I'm hoping is that it is that not even so much that Robert Downey Jr. is playing Victor Von Doom, but more so like the plot of the movie is like, oh, here's Tony Stark or Dooba Dooba Doo. Or, it pretty much someone is like Victor Von Doom pretending to be Dr. Tony Stark, pretending to be Doom, if you will. Some kind of weird way where this works, where it's not actually Tony Stark or Robert
Like
Downey
he's got
Jr.
scrollish powers or
Yeah,
something.
something like that. Or some kind of weird mistaken identity or weird, stolen identity type deal. Only because yes, Robert Downey Jr. is a multifaceted actor who can play any role he really fucking wants to because he's so fucking talented. Yes, I understand that. But they didn't make Chris Evans play fucking Human Torch in the new movie because he was the Human Torch before. You know what I mean? Because he's fucking Captain America. Like you see
Hmm.
Chris Evans on the screen, that's in MCU, that's Captain America. You see Tony Stark or Robert Downey Jr. on screen, he's Tony fucking Stark. He
You
is
might never see Tony Stark on screen though.
Then that was his choice. Don't fucking decide you want to retire from being in the movies. Take your free
Well,
multi-million
no,
dollar
I'm
paychecks,
saying he may
jackass.
be he's gonna be masked and stuff. You may literally never see Tony Stark.
Then don't tell us now. Save that for like a reveal. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
We'll see. I'm cautiously optimistic because this movie was, as I told a coworker today, space ite. Ite. It was unoffensive. It did bring color back to the movies. I like that another thing it brought back to the movie to superhero movies is the civilians actually being okay with their being superheroes and being kind of appreciative. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
I like this Earth where Fantastic Four were prominent in this earlier time and so it's just like yeah, it's just a thing.
Yeah. And yeah, like with Superman, they both had the beat where, hey guys, here's something you don't like about the guy you all like. How dare you? I make a speech. You're right. Like
Yeah.
Superman was one
I
thing.
love that opening montage of like, so these four people are amazing, and in about 5 years, perfect Earth. No more war, crime, or hate. We're all good.
It's clobbering time. I like the bit
Let
with
me
it's
ask
clobbering
you,
time.
as I'm trying to recount the film and think about some things. Um, you got Reed Richards being Reed Richards all over the place, obviously.
Yeah.
You got Sue being
Hmm.
pregnant, being preggers,
Yep.
and then doing the big thing that she does at the end, obviously,
Yep.
pushing Galactus. Um, you got Johnny
Hmm.
doing the language thing.
And trying to
He's got
fuck
the
the
bit
alien.
he's
That's
got the
his.
bit with the surfer.
Uh-huh. That's and that's
Other
classic Johnny, apparently.
than Natasha Lyonne visiting Natasha Lyonne like 2 times. What was the thing? What did the thing do?
They did think kind of dirty in this movie. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Okay. Okay,
I
because
think
yeah,
I
I was trying to recount and I could only keep thinking about that pillar moment when
yeah,
he's running into the
he
pillars.
did the
That was in the
pillar.
trailer.
He had the it's clobbering time also in the trailer, which I
Right,
kind of wish they didn't.
when he's falling back down and he's doing the falling punch.
The big save Reed moment, which I liked it, but I knew I had seen the clip already, so that kind of ruined it. I like
Hmm.
I love those kind of bits where it's annoying. I know what you're doing, but by the end when you do it, I still laugh. And that's what that thing was. It was like, it's clobbering time. I don't say that. That's just for the cartoon. And then you just have the Johnny at the thing. What time has it been? What time has it been? Like, I love the two of them, like their relationship throughout the movie. It's a lot more brothersome than just I hate you, like they're usually portrayed in alternate medias. Them, they had a lot more like moments where they were just kind of both on the same like wavelength and page while they also had their bickering moments. So like there's times like when they're just sitting there talking about who's gonna go stop them from arguing. I'm not doing it. Okay, well, I'll do it right after you do. Oh, cool. I'll do it as a payment for you going back down there. Just like little bits like that, or the what time is it? I liked it. I think it's interesting. I thought it was weird that Reed in the press conference went ahead and was so well, not weird. It was very much in character, but I kind of hated that he did it. He was so honest about why they didn't stop Galactus.
Oh yeah.
They asked too high a price. They wanted our baby, and we said hell no. That's all they wanted. We're all gonna die. They just want one baby. Like, is that morally right to be like one
I mean,
life for
yeah, man,
billions?
it's a crazy
But
moral dilemma. I think
the people are going to
the
act
best
this
person
way.
who threw a wrench in my brain was the Silver Surfer when she was like, if he was of age, he'd do it in a second. I was
Hmm.
like, oh fuck, he would. Anybody would.
Like she
Like
did.
some of the worst people on this earth, if you were like, this entire earth is going to get destroyed unless you die right now. And it was a very plausible, real, tangible, they could
Yeah.
believe you moment. I feel like even some really awful people would still be like, fine. Fuck you. uh,
So you mean to tell me those assholes are gonna be thankful to me for all time? Oh, suck it, losers.
um uh uh Yeah, so that was the line that really threw the wrench in my brain in the moral quandary because at first I was just like, of course, like obviously. And
Hmm.
even when like and I'm somebody who doesn't have a child, but I'm sure that if it was my child, I'm sure I'd be feeling the same scenario and you don't want to just give that child
Yeah.
up for death. That's crazy.
Yeah,
Um
I probably would also be selfish. That's why I said I was surprised he was. Surprised is the wrong word, but you know what I mean. I kind of wish he wasn't so honest with them. You went to the other side of fucking space. Anything could have happened. You went to space and came back with a baby. Like anything could happen. Lots of time has passed, according to these people. Yeah, we tried. We got to do round two. We barely escaped. He's coming for us.
and so fucking they were just immediately like, so how did you defeat Galactus?
Well, this is a world that really believes in superheroes. So
Yeah,
they say
they
they're
love
going.
these people and they've done nothing but win.
Yeah.
This
But
is
I
their first movie-worthy event, and they've been around for a long time. So,
but yeah, kind of meta theory. I think it's a sign of the times that we're starting to have movies where superheroes are allowed to be loved by the public. Because I feel like, well, you think about when superheroes first popped up, your 30s or whatever, Great Depression, things are terrible. So people aspire and they want something fantastical. They want something that's a happy, good story where the good guy wins.
uh-huh.
And then, economically at least, the country starts improving, starts going to a point to where it's like right at the turn of the century, everything's cool and stuff, but it's like, or even in the 90s, people wanted their superheroes to have edge because real life sucks, even though, you know, we're not on a verge of depression. You know what I mean? Clinton was president and we all had jobs. Meanwhile, everybody hated every
I
single
mean,
job in the 90s.
God,
Meanwhile, everybody hated
to be
every job in
back,
the
yeah,
90s.
to be back in the internet boom. Everything was so, but honestly, I want to be a child. I want to be my age again.
Yeah,
Like, I don't know.
yeah.
We neither of us know what being an adult was like.
But it was one of those things where it's like the media took a different turn in the early 2000s to the anti-superhero movie. Let's destroy the idea of the perfect superhero. No one likes the perfect superhero. They want their superheroes to suffer, be scum, show how terrible the real life really is. And then
Yeah. They
as
want their
life goes
citizens
on,
to question the collateral damage.
yeah.
Like, yeah, you saved us from that city, but at what cost?
And then now we've had enough years of that, and then life is getting so the way it is right now in the real world. And now people are like, can we just have a feel-good story again? I want my superheroes to be super. Can someone save us? And I think it's just like a sign of the ebb and flow of the times. I don't
Yeah.
know. I could be just weird. It's probably the
Oh,
case.
uh, I did really like the Mole Man stuff. It reminded me because they evacuated the city to
Yeah.
save so that there was no collateral damage as Galactus was walking through. Um, but yeah, that his early appearances, and then it's like and then it's the Sue Storm negotiates peace treaty with the people from the underworld,
I hate
and then
all humans,
at
but
the
Sue
end
Storm.
where they save the city. That's good. It's good stuff.
Yeah. But no, that was yeah, we had a lot of cool moments. You mentioned the line from the Silver Surfer. I like that Johnny had that moment. I
Oh
thought it
right. I'm shocked we didn't go we haven't we haven't
touched on
moved
Galactus.
we haven't moved into oh well yeah there's the whole Galactus thing but I'm shocked that the movie didn't move us into the MCU Earth, the
Yeah.
MCU universe. I was assuming going into this that it was going to be an alternate universe and that
Hmm.
by the end of it we were going to incorporate the family into the main MCU timeline
Yes.
in some way. Like I was kind of thinking that Galactus was going to eat the fucking planet. And the thing that Reed Richards wasn't telling the family the entire time
What they
is
losing.
that he had his plan A and then he had plan B and then he had plan C playing out during the climax of the film and then finally that fails and then he's like, all right, well, I have plan D.
We
I
teleport.
also made a universe hopper, but it only holds us four. Let's go.
Five. Gotta take the baby.
And then yeah, and then they take the baby and the four of them and they hop the universe and then we just see Galactus eat the fucking planet.
I could see that
That
too. I when they said they were gonna teleport Earth away, part of me thought it was gonna teleport into MCU universe.
yeah, yeah, that could have been it.
But and another thing off of this Doctor Doom, Tony Stark thing that I could see possibly happen, as well as them choosing a cast that's already in their like late 30s or whatever, if not early to mid 40s for the
Uh-huh.
Fantastic Four. There's always the chance with Secret Wars being apparently one of the things they're going to adopt down the line. They could go with one of the two secret. There's been two Secret Wars at least or two arcs in two Marvel events at least called Secret Wars. One involved various heroes being teleported to a planet by this dude named the Beyonder, and it led to its own things and little whatever. And you know, Spider-Man ended up leaving that with some black with a black suit he found in a machine that didn't have any major consequences going down the line. Then there's the one in 2015 which was a that pretty much ended up acting like a universe reset. Part of at the center of which Doctor Doom, I'm pretty sure, had something to do with. So, if this Doomsday Tony version leads into the Secret Wars and it ends in a universe reset, we get a new Fantastic Four. We finally add the X-Men. We finally we probably recast Tony and them because it's a new universe. We probably build it around Spider-Man because he's still relatively young and go from there.
Hmm.
or build it around the fucking X-Men because they're a cash cow. But that's just me because I'm an X-Men fanboy.
Oh, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of X-Men once they open that floodgate.
They, I'm just scared of what changes they're gonna make because I've already mentioned the aforementioned brand synergy and trying to do stuff. It's already affected the comics in other
I mean,
ways.
every new person has gotta put their stuff on it, right? Their little stank on it. Even just from comic to comic, from writer to showrunner, comic runner to
And
comic
I don't
runner.
have to like every bit of it. That's all
Right.
I'm saying.
Well, I
I like
know.
there's a lot of X-Men that was
I mean, but
retconned and
sometimes they're
stuff
good,
that I
right?
don't like. And some of it's good, some of it's like, wait. Some of it's good because it's like a reveal that works with everything. It's when you
Mhm.
get that writer that's like, well, I think this. This is the new way because I was the writer for these 5 months and I changed 50 years worth of canon. Why? Because I wish it would be this way.
Mhm.
But what about everything else? I don't know. You make it work. You're the next writer.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it can be good though. Sometimes it can be
Sometimes.
good.
Sometimes.
Like the one that I most hear attributed to is Daredevil. Like you had however many long years of boring ass, lame ass Daredevil, and then Frank Miller does a run in the late 80s, and all of a sudden, boom, Daredevil is a completely different character. Like he's still a blind guy who fights crime, but it's like
But he's like,
everything
actually,
that we know of Daredevil was invented by Frank Miller in that run,
I mean,
kind of thing.
to be fair, to your point, uh, before Chris Claremont, X-Men almost went out of print. There was a good like 8 years where all they did was for new issues was an old story with the new costumes. Like it was a reprint with the new costume, and they called it like Chapter 65. And in 1975, Chris Claremont takes over the book and it holds it from 75 to 91 and fundamentally changes everything.
Well, yeah.
Literally invents X-Men as we know it for real. Magneto's backstory actually has one because of Claremont.
So yeah,
So
sometimes it
sometimes the
can be
changes
good.
can be good, sometimes not so much. But change happens.
And also
And
another thing I've told another big comic book fan of mine that sometimes really stresses out about these MCU things and the DCU things is like they I mean they do intentionally put it in another Earth. If you want to put that into your comic book brain canon of like it's still not touching your universe of the comic book.
that was my point before is that that used to be the case, but now they're starting to make it touch the
Oh,
universe with the brand synergy. That's
well,
what I'm talking
I
about.
mean, the comic book universe can start taking on some of the MCU's traits, but I'm just saying it's still they're
Yeah, no,
still
I agree,
separate
like back in the past
entities
and stuff,
potentially.
but it is what it is. This movie was I
I mean, yeah, that's why we ended up
talking about everything
going on
else.
different tangents because it's just all right. Like I mean, Galactus, like it's all right. It's not great. It's kind of like it's one of those things where they did a real person in a costume, but then ended up putting so many CGI layers of things on that real person that it just looks like you CGI'd a character. It just looks like a big old CGI guy. Um, so, and that's, I mean, honestly, that's what Galactus is. He's just a big old dude.
Oh,
Uh,
speaking of which do you think was more intimidating? Because I heard this at work, so I figured I'd ask you. Galactus from this movie or Galactus from Rise of the Silver Surfer?
I don't remember Galactus from the
It
Rise
was
of
a
the Silver
giant
Surfer.
cloud thing
Okay.
that didn't look like the dude in this movie. Like this movie
At
had
least gave you Galactus.
yeah, this movie had a villain that looked like Galactus and acted like Galactus, but was like half the size of Galactus. Because apparently, canonically, Galactus is big enough to hold Earth in the palm of his hand.
Right, but he can also play with his size, can't
I
he?
He might be able to, but in the movie they never showed him like that
Anything
fucking
different
big.
from what that size was, yeah.
Yeah.
Like he's not
So,
actually eating the planet, it's his little ship machine.
well, that's kind of accurate too. Like it turns it
Okay.
into energy. He has machines that turn it into that convert the planets into energy, destroying them in the process, and then he consumes said energy.
Okay. I would
I've
say
seen
from my memory, and
I've
I
seen
don't
that a
know
few times.
if this is comic canon or accurate at all or not. But I would say from my memory, the old films played with Silver Surfer just kind of being a ball of liquid energy, like he can do whatever he wants with him. Like I
He
feel like I
seemed to
remember a
be a bit
lot
more
more of like,
malleable.
yeah, a lot more of like him riding this way and then all of a sudden just kind of like sucking into the board and coming out the other side of it and like
I
looking at Johnny like, "What's up, bitch?
Yeah, I don't
Yeah, I'm
think
toying with you."
I don't think this surfer couldn't do that because they still had her like phasing through things.
Hmm.
They just went for a different aspect, I guess. Also because instead
I
of this
felt like
just
they
be
did more fun things
in the
with the
old
Silver
ones,
Surfer
probably.
abilities.
Probably, I can agree with that. But this one, it was it's a different person. It's not Norrin Rad, it's Shala Ball or whatever her name is, who
Oh, I didn't even know. I didn't. Yeah, I didn't even. I don't even register. They have names. It's the Silver Surfer.
Yeah, Silver Sur the Silver Surfer, like the one that gets his own comics and stuff, is a dude that from his own planet that made a similar deal to the one from this movie. But apparently she also has her own little thing time as a surfer in some comics. Because I saw
Uh-huh.
people complaining when it first announced in the trailers that the Silver Surfer in this movie was a woman. And so people were like, damn you, MCU, and your gender swapping, race swapping. Well, you see, I did so. And then sometimes the high pitched part is about one comic or two, but this girl has her own like series and shit, to my knowledge, and like isn't completely like her own Marvel
Right.
character. They're like, why not put her in a movie?
All
Silver
right.
Surfer, even if you are one of those people like, but I want my Silver Surfer to be in a good movie for once. At least he's the only good thing people talk about that movie. Everyone who I hear talk about Fantastic Four 2 loves the Silver Surfer. They just hate everything else about that movie.
Yeah.
So your boy got his
And
moment.
I just hear like people bitching about how they did Doom.
Yeah.
That's what I know of the first set of
Because
Fantastic Four.
everything that you see Doom in comics, video games, whatever, he's just that dude. He's just cool. He's just all powerful and shit because he has that whole
Right.
prestige of being the first villain. So he's the benchmark. Like you ain't shit. Oh, you beat a lot of people. You beat Doom yet though?
Well,
Everybody got to run against Doom.
they also did the reverse thing with his face, didn't they?
I don't remember that.
Like like he was wearing the mask and like, oh, you ruined my face and all of that. But then actually when he pulls it off, it's
It's
like
fine.
there's
And
like
it's like a
one little
scar.
nick under his eye.
He's a
Um,
perfectionist, so he thinks it's terrible.
right. I feel like I've heard comic-y friends
But
bitching
Doom's a
about
guy
that.
who has
Like,
taken
no,
over the world multiple
dude's
times.
face is actually really fucked up and blah blah blah.
He's a guy who's taken over the world multiple times and given up because he got bored after winning. He absorbed God in that first secret. That Beyonder person pretty much is like God, like as far as what anybody can do to touch him. They couldn't barely even perceive his existence. But Doom went out to confront him into space by himself in a spaceship Beyonder took his spaceship apart, started taking him apart piece by piece. He should have died, but according to the narrator who's talking about this, he is Doom, so he didn't die. And then next thing you know, he absorbs the Beyonder's power. Now he's God because he's Doctor fucking Doom, and you can't do anything. Why? Don't question it. He's Doctor Doom. He did it. Oh, Doom's like that. When I first saw that reading the old Secret Wars, I was like, I get it. I get the Doctor Doom love. This dude literally just that was all that's the only explanation the narrator had for why he did it is because he's Doctor Doom.
Fair enough. All right. All right.
So
Well, yeah, that's Fantastic Four.
yeah, there you go. Watch it or don't. It's all right. Watch it on Disney Plus. There you go. Um, that said, what are we watching next week?
Oh, what are we watching next week? We are going to completely shift gears and watch a little something called Jackass Forever.
Oh, ever.
So it's the
All right.
fourth
Of
in
the
the
Jack
Jackass
Frost
series.
movies. Cool. I have not seen that one clearly. That's the point of the show. But awesome. All right. So, speaking of the point of the show, you can go see other things that one of us saw, one didn't, or that we both didn't, or that we both did. Check it out. 3 years worth of stuff. Check it out on the channel. We also have a show on Saturdays called You Don't Watch Sports. Two guys, three topics. Sprinkle a little information into your casual sports conversation. Be a guiding light to see that's casual sports talk. I also have a Twitter and Twitch at GioTavi. That is GIOTAVI. Come on in. Stop on by. Streaming Earth Day 240. You know what that means. Bill, anything else? No, I ain't. Thank you guys so much. Have a good one. Adiosness.
Vogue.
Is that what that is? Probably.